All right, we're live back with the trial and error. Let me go ahead and get LinkedIn up and running here. Give me a second. I am realizing that the more destinations we stream to, the harder it is on the internet, and so that could be part of the internet issues. Because when I'm
Okay.
only streaming to one source, it's pretty seamless. So that could be it. Today I'm gonna condense the nonsense. Today I'm gonna be coaching Fearless on some stuff to help him get launched with his thing and kind of preview what he's got coming up um, on his end. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the intro, and we're gonna get into this thing. Okay, so we're kind of jumping in midstream, but Fearless is cooking up something. I'm cooking up some stuff. Fearless, real quick, tell them what you got coming up, man, before we get into it.
Okay. So I'm launching this coaching service called Dad Don't Panic, and Dad Don't Panic is basically a coaching service for dads, kind of on the go type stuff. 45-minute emergency conversations if you need to rethink, vent, unwind, scream, cry, yell, laugh, whatever is actually needed. But this is kind of what that's for. It's being a life coach for the last 20 some years. Um, Brian, one of the things that he coached me on early on was he said that your your niche, your person that you're talking to is going to be somebody like you. And who better else to work with than fathers who are trying to step up, trying to step up to the plate, be the best parents that they can actually be, but then kind of sometimes feel stuck, anxious, stressed out, depressed. Doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes it's not what you look at; it's how you're looking at it. So, offering a different perspective, offering a different reframing, a different system, different plans, and stuff like that. So when we're working together, you can state what you need to state. I'll ask a few questions, and then we'll start developing a plan of action to go from there. If we need one, but for the most part, we probably do.
Okay.
So I want to give you some tools, some techniques, some strategies to deal with whatever you got going on. And like I said, man, it's right now it's just for dads. I will talk to moms too, not a problem. But my main focus is working with us as fathers. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
You're coaching me on.
Yep. And the things I got going, it kind of falls in line with this. I'm relaunching my school community. I've recorded some of the videos, so basically the funnel is going to be a simple niche focused YouTube channel, and it leads to the school community. The school community is the Unstuck Sessions, the Entrepreneur's Toolkit. And inside the Entrepreneur's Toolkit is going to have things that business owners need to get started to take an idea from an idea to an actual business model.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna have a little thing in there called the Idea Lab. So even if you don't have a business model in mind, we take your skills and experiences and stuff and try to suss out something that you can get paid on, so you can monetize your skills.
Nice.
It's going to have templates from the marketing standpoint, so that you can, have a format to write your social media posts and blog posts and all that other stuff. Plus, it's going to be me in there doing some direct coaching in terms of helping businesses get launched. And so that's something I'm excited about. Probably about 72 hours from launching that one. The other thing I've been doing for fun that actually is going to probably going to pay me faster than the other thing is Blurting While Dad, which is talking about being a black nerd who's a dad. And last week, I think, what was it? I think the week before we talked about Pee Wee Herman and Pee Wee Herman's crack commercial and the DARE program. And then how a lot of major cities are were essentially big criminal enterprises they built infrastructure around. And I think I told the story about the guy that visited our Cub Scout troop and warned us about the dangers of joining a ninja gang.
A what?
So, all right, I'll tell the story and then we'll get into it. So when I was like 10 years old, I was in Cub Scouts. And so we used to have guests that come and spoke to us. One of the guests came in and basically came out and sat down and talked to us. And dude was all serious. He's like, hey, y'all, I need to talk to y'all about this. Something I'm seeing out in the media, and I need you to take it seriously. And we're sitting there thinking, oh man, this is heavy, man. Like we got to lock in. He's like, I see a lot of stuff on television about ninjas. And I'm here to tell you that ninjas aren't your friends. They're killers. They hurt people. They sell drugs. Ninjas aren't the good guys. And so I know in his mind, he was like giving us like real game. Like we were supposed to walk out like, oh my gosh, I've been all wrong about ninjas. What that did to me was at 10 years old.
What's he mean like Kung Fu, like Asian?
Yes.
Ninjas?
Yes. And so and here's the thing. So in my mind, like he thought he was putting us up on something. In my mind, first thing I thought is, oh my God, ninjas are real. Like all the movies I've been fascinated with and everything, this is real. This is real life. And then the second thought immediately was, I'm going to go join a ninja clan. Like that's my goal in life. Now, 10 years old, I wanted to be a ninja. I was already taking Taekwondo. I picked up a Kung Fu class. We going to get this ninja thing rolling. And so it was the most ridiculous thing, but this man put it as seriously. And I'm kind of using that as a framework to talk about the power of imagination with kids. And sometimes we end up robbing them of that ability as they transition to being adults. But yeah, that was the whole conversation. So we have a lot of fun on Blurting While Dad, and it's just random things. This week, I'm trying to remember. I have my show notes, but probably going to be talking about how I only got to see half of the Fantastic Four movie before having to run to pick my daughter up and take her to the ER, and a couple of other things that I got going on. And so,
talking about the new one?
Yeah, the new Fantastic Four movie.
Where did you end out? Where did you end off at?
Just as they got back to Earth, like, and then we got the call, and we had to go flying. So, that's what we have on it. And so, I'm gonna talk about seeing half the Fantastic Four movie, and I have a couple of other topics. Adult contemporary hip hop, something in wrestling where some hood shit happened on WWE, which was really interesting. The fact that I saw a news article talking about Radioactive Wasp, like it's nerd stuff. It's really high level nerd stuff and pop culture, and then some parenting stuff wrapped in there. And so that's what Blurting While Dad is. The photo I'm using for that is I'm getting huge responses on YouTube. I only have 8 subscribers, but my numbers are like people are watching these little clips that I'm throwing out there. And so I'm probably going to be building a Patreon community for that, and attaching a Discord server to it so that we can have ongoing conversations. But Patreon will be paid and stuff. So I'll explain that later on once I get that built. But those are the two major things that I'm working on today. So Fearless told you everything about what he has in mind for launching Dad Don't Panic. And the reason why this is top of mind is because Fearless and I are working on it this weekend and stuff. And on Sunday, I had a chance to kind of sit down and think and put some notes down on paper. And so I could kind of give you my impressions and then kind of see where we're at. Matter of fact, you tell me where we're at and then I'll figure out where we start. So where are you at with launching it?
Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna write some of the stuff down. Okay, so the first thing that I had to do. So here's the thing. Before we go there, I liked your logo. How did you get that done? I like that.
Which one?
The blurbing thing.
Oh, I paid somebody for that. I paid my friend Les. He designed that one.
Really, that was good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me his info because I love that.
I'll text it. I can shoot him a text message here and say I have
yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I love that. That was some good stuff.
He did that one, and he also did my I Sell Words logos. So
okay, all right. Well, yeah. Either way, I like to do something like that. And I also have this other idea thing too, or whatever. That I guess we could talk about that too while we're doing this.
Okay.
So the first that we worked on or whatever was, I had told you that I needed help with the domain. So here, let's go in here. and I will bring it up.
Okay. I'm pulling up Les's thing so I can let him know um that I have a potential client for him. So all right, go ahead and pull it up. There we go.
All right, there we go. So hold on one sec to payment. Okay. So there's two more things that I need to work on for the most part, but so this is basically it right here. The one thing that I needed a lot of help on um was the domain part,
Okay.
right? Because remember I had to call you and I'm like, hey man, like I have no idea how to do this, and you're asking me like, hey, is it pointed? I'm like, yeah, it should be. And I sat down, I calmed down, I looked at the instructions, and then I figured out how to point the domain from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh wow, okay. Now I can kind of see what they were talking about. But sometimes you're not gonna know until you actually are doing it. So once I went in, I figured it out. It took some time
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. So like now, if you type in here, I'll go here. If you type in "Dad, don't panic," it should pop up. Oop, hold on. Oh wow. No, that's
Yeah.
not mine at all. Nope, that's not mine. Hold please. It's supposed to be something like that around there, but no, that's not mine at all. Here, let me. Okay, let's publish this page. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is called trial and error. So this is kind of what you want to do. You want to mess up as many times as you possibly can. Or whatever. Okay, perfect. So this is the what is this called? This is the landing page that a person will land on. So there's my beautiful face. And we'll probably put a video here instead of a picture. I just needed to put something down so people can kind of see what we were talking about or whatever. So the struggle was real, blah, 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 what to expect. I also put these things down here where it kind of shows like when I was homeless and where I was living at, what was going on, all that stuff or whatever. And again, one of the things I talk about is that, if pictures are worth 1,000 words, this is one of those things that I want people to see that, some of the stuff. Now, here's the thing I don't like about this site is that there's not really a way, like if you click it, like I'm clicking these,
Mm-hmm.
they don't expand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you click and then it has like the arrow where you can keep going, it doesn't do that.
Well, that's like the accordion. That's the accordion style where you click it and it unfolds into.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not, or maybe I'm just not doing it right or something, but this is what it has for the most part. I have my other little things here. I just haven't hooked these up yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. Then you have your call to action thing. So here we'll click on this so you can kind of see what it does. And so, can you see that? Nope, I didn't show you.
Okay.
And so then you can actually go in and book yourself or whatever like that, right? So here's my thing. I need to figure out how to book it where as soon as you hit, like, let's say you hit this right here, this automatically fills in. I need you to try all this stuff too for me.
I'm trying to get Dad Don't Panic. It keeps showing up the old page, and so I will probably have to restart my entire browser, or I'll open up a new browser to see if I can get it to pop up.
I mean, yeah, dude, same thing happened to me too. So here, let's let me try to see if I can go. How do we do the incognito? Here, we'll go new browser. Nope. Look, it still keeps popping up as this.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm looking at too.
And I would actually like my order page to look like this down here instead of the thing that they have.
Well, and so you would have to use that template. And so this is kind of where I'm. This is something that I was thinking about this weekend. I feel like because we talked about it, and I think we played around Samcart. I am really impressed with Samcart. Here's what my thoughts are.
Like this right here. This is what I needed to do, but it's not doing that.
This is what my thoughts are regarding it. I think Samcart is an amazing thing. If I was starting out as somebody who has a lot of experience designing websites, this would be the simpler way I would do it.
Yes.
I think for what you're trying to do, it might be. Here's what I would say. I would almost go with my landing page, and I'm jumping ahead of it. I would almost go with my landing page as my Calendly. If I were you, set up a Calendly and just have that as your simple landing page, or even use the Stan Store and then have Dad Don't Panic as your website. So the landing page where they could just click, book something real quick, and then the website part of it, your internet presence, your billboard would be your Samcart. And they would have the same capability there, but then you can also have other services. That way it shortens the chain, the pathway, so that we don't have to figure out every single thing with this website as a barrier to you getting your first clients in the door.
Right. But okay, so you mean like this right here. So instead of going through all of this rigmarole, you just go to one thing, click, okay, and then over here this is my website, and okay, because with the girls thing, I have absolutely no idea what her shit looks like. Like, I've never been to her website.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is. And I still went in, bought her stuff, and I was good to go.
Because, and
is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm saying, because
okay.
My entire take is I feel like this is costing.
Take it too long.
It's costing us momentum.
Yeah.
And so, and I did have, and you're already locked in on the Dad Don't Panic thing, but I want you to hear what my thoughts are. Okay.
Give it to me.
On this. So I was kind of chewing over, because initially we started out as I Coach Dads.
Yep.
And then it was Dad Don't Panic. Here's what my take is on it. I feel like from a branding standpoint, and this is totally my opinion, I feel like we can incorporate both. I feel like I Coach Dads is a lot cleaner because it tells, what do you do? I Coach Dads. And I almost feel like you can make it a call sign when you start making your videos. Say, hey, Dad, don't panic, because I Coach Dads. And that way it all kind of flows together, because you're saying, when I say I Coach Dads, to me, that if I say that, that tells people exactly, as soon as they see your face, Fearless Cummings with I Coach Dads, I feel like that. I might be biased because of the way I have my naming as I Sell Words, because it's helped me out a lot. And so when I say I Coach Dads, to me, that tells exactly what you do. Whereas Dad Don't Panic, you have to have an entire explanation that goes on after that. Like there's another conversation, and it's only like 2 sentences. It's only like an extra sentence or not, but you still have to say that extra sentence afterwards. Whereas you could say, hey, Dad, don't panic, because I Coach Dads. So that's just a small market. That's like a small marketing tweak, but you could roll either one of them. I would just say, for me, I feel like it adds another sentence to it. This may be nothing. Like it may end up being nothing, but it's something to put into your mind in terms of as we test out the offer. I feel like the I Coach Dads is a little bit stronger, but I can see Dad Don't Panic, and I almost feel like that could be your call sign. That could be the thing that you put on top of all your websites. That could be something you would put on top of your Calendly or your Stan Store. But for me, I'm like, it's adding another explanation to it. And so, but that's not the main point of what I wanted to talk about. I think what happened is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I think we pick Samcart because it looks simple.
It is simple.
And it is simple. But I feel like it's more complex than we need it to be right now in order to
Yes.
launch.
Yes. Yes. That is the one thing that I've started to understand dealing with it. I'm like, dude, like this is not here's the thing. There was a couple different ones or whatever. I wanted to show you this. So when you go to the AI, hold on, let's go back so I can show you what I'm talking about. God damn. Okay, there it is. So when you go back into this here, right? So let's go into my pages.
Mhm.
Okay, I got test there, product there. Hold on, products. Gosh, dang. And I finally figured out that one thing too that we were looking for.
Mhm.
You have to go in here, click here, go up here. It's right there.
Got it.
I figured it out like 20 minutes after we got off the phone that night. Isn't that usually how it works?
Yes, normally how it works.
Yeah, you're like what's going on here? Boom, fly, and I figured it right out. Okay, so they have the classic. I don't know if that's not it. They have the classic one. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna try to find it. Damn, where is that at? Is it page? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I went over it already. But they have this man, what is it called? Hold on, let me see if it's over here. They have I was working on this one where the whole entire thing is literally like set up kind of like for you. Not for you, like you build it.
Yeah.
But it's real, bro. It was so simple that I was like, oh, yeah, it's literally drag and drop, and then you're done.
Mhm.
Like that. That was just it. It was real simple, like extremely. But again, like I said, the part that you need the most, at least to me, is the schedule and the payment. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yep.
all we're doing. Schedule and payment. That's it. We can create all the other stuff, but that's kind of what I was talking about. So instead of doing hold on, actually, here it is. Found it. Okay. Here it is, right over here. Look how simple. Look how simple that is.
Mhm. And so,
And then your payment stuff is down here.
and that I think is beautiful. I think Samcart is I would utilize it to start at 100% if I was building a full website. I think what we do. I think your shortest funnel, because we've been talking about having a very short funnel.
Short funnel, yes.
I think your shortest funnel is either doing the Stand Store implementation, like you saw,
right,
or just starting a Calendly account, because you could take payments through Calendly too.
Well, okay, so let's go to Calendly then. Let's go there right quick.
Because I can show you, I can pull up mine.
Calendly. Because I think I was talking to you about that before too, wasn't I?
Yep.
Because I was like, dude, I like your thing. It's just real simple, just real quick. Look at that. So this right here, then, yes.
You're still on your. I'm still on your.
Sorry.
Yep. And so I'll show you what mine looks like.
Okay, please do.
This is my Calendly. And so basically I'm about to go through and clean some stuff up because I got to add some things to it. But basically it's just this. And then they click on what they want, takes them right to the page. And like I'm filled up for August, but you could book out a meeting. Click book out a meeting. I get paid. And then it allows you to schedule your meeting, puts it on your calendar, puts it on my calendar, and ready to go. And if I need to ask questions or anything, I can kind of put a form in there where it asks questions and stuff to make it a little bit easier.
Can I? Yeah. See, that's. I mean, the format is kind of like very basic, but yeah, no, it's still.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I like that. Go back to that other one.
What, this one? Yeah, I mean, it's basic. It's straight up. It's a calendar. And see, it has, if you could see, I don't know if you can see my cursor or anything.
Yes, I can.
2-hour window, web conferencing, which will be Google Meet, $250 to book the session. And then it gives explanation of the service, and away we go.
That's it.
Yeah. And that's a very short, that's a very narrow funnel for a landing page, because it used to be I would send them to the website, then they would still redirect them to the Calendly and all the other stuff. Or I can just put the link to the Calendly right there, and then they can go ahead and get started.
Okay.
And so the reason why I'm suggesting that is because that's going to be your shortest path to money. And then as you build out your stand store, whatever, as you build out your, you can have that and other things on there. But this can serve as your landing page. Like Calendly or the stand store could serve as your landing page, because a stand store is basically, let me stop sharing that. What is stand store?
Isn't stand store do the same thing?
Yeah. So stand store is almost like, the way I looked at it, it's almost like a Linktree account, except you could sell products directly off of it. Linktree you can, but stand store is kind of set up for it. So examples. I'm looking through here. I'll pull up this one. You can't see it. Let me visit that. All right, so it just allows you. It's basically like a Linktree, because like if you go to Instagram, right? Instagram doesn't only allows you to have a certain amount of links, and you can't really embed links in, like if you make a post, you can't embed a link at the bottom of it, but you can put links in your bio, and you only get a limited number of those. Basically, a Linktree allows you to post all of your links to whatever you need, all your services, if you have other social media accounts and all that other stuff. From what I'm looking at, a stand store adds that, plus then it adds a way to book for clients to book themselves, and has digital courses if they want to get the digital course straight off of there. And so it's kind of a landing page. Really, it's kind of a place where your links live, but you could use that as a landing page. Like a landing page really is, and I'm a condense, I'll cut through all the bullshit. A landing page really is just exactly what it sounds like. A page where your client lands to see what your products or services are. That's it. That's all a landing page can literally be anything. Some businesses are using their homepage on their website as a landing page. I don't advise it, but they're
doing what now?
They're using their main pages on their website as a landing page. And if it's not clearly delineated exactly what you're offering on that within the first at the top of the page, basically you're just inviting your customers to wander around your website, get confused, and leave. But a landing page to me is anything that where any link that you put in that you want your customer to go look at is where they're landing. They're landing on that page.
Okay.
And the marketing brain is you want people that land on your page to be directly taken to the reason why they landed on your page in the first place. For you at Dad Don't Panic, is they want to book a time with you because they need coaching. So it makes sense on that landing page to have your booking page right there so they can solve their problem immediately.
Right.
So I think people get it convoluted what a landing page has to be. A landing page, all that really has to be is where they can go to get services. And so you could use if you like Stand Store and it like the visual aesthetic of it, go with that. If you don't need the visual aesthetic of it, and you just want somebody to go straight to your booking page and that's the landing page, then use Calendly. I don't know if the Stand Store has an integrated booking software, is what I don't know. Or if you have to use outside. Like if you still have to use Calendly and the Stand Store, I don't know. Does that make sense? So, because more times than not, a lot of these, and we even found with Samcart, you still have to use outside booking software. Because it's not
with which one?
With Samcart, you still have to use an outside booking software.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was. And I mean, but even then, they're like, well, yeah, this is like really, dude, fine, whatever.
So, so let me pull this up because I highlighted exactly what the explanation of the Stand Store is. And we're not doing plugs for either one of these. Like we're just sitting.
No, not at all.
We're looking at it from a business standpoint of what makes sense for what we need to do. So if I pull it up, the Stand Store is a platform that allows creators to sell digital products, online courses, memberships, email lists with a link in bio format. It's designed to be an all-in-one solution, replacing the need for multiple platforms. Examples of what creators sell on Stand Store: ebooks, templates, online courses, and coaching services. So it's really built for that. And that could be your end-all be-all. If you want a stronger internet presence, of course, you're going to have a website. But this can be the home for all your other stuff too. So if you decide, hey, I have an ebook, I'm writing an ebook about fatherhood and telling my story, you could sell it on your Stand Store.
Right.
If you're wanting to do a parenting class, an online parenting class, you could sell it on your Stand Store. And so you could put all that stuff in one place. And you don't have to do all the coding and all the other stuff on the back end. The only thing you got to do is create the content. But if you have more than that, or you want a stronger online presence for SEO and for a little bit more discoverability, then yeah, absolutely do the Samcart thing too. I'm just saying, it might make sense to just find a simpler implementation for your landing page so we can get this rolling for you. All right, let me go ahead and close that. So, what are your thoughts, Fearless?
It's cool. So as you were talking about that or whatever, I jumped into a chat to ask Tom. That's what I call my thing or whatever. Because I think if you name it something, becomes something or whatever. So anyway, I asked T, which one is better, I Coach Dads or Dad Don't Panic? And it said between the two, it says Dad Don't Panic has a stronger brand choice, and it says here's why. It's emotionally compelling. Don't Panic speaks directly to the overwhelmed dads. Memorable and catchy. Feels like more of a movement and a campaign, not just a service. Has a built-in urgency and reassurance. It's catchy and action triggering. Flexible growth, can grow beyond a one-on-one coaching workshops, merch, as well as courses. I Coach Dad is clear but limited, simple and self-explanatory, great for personal branding or a tagline. And it says, but the cons is that it feels generic. That's why I stepped away from it, because it was just too generic for me. Like a description, not a brand. Harder to build emotional connection or even curiosity, and is less versatile with long-term explanation. Long-term expansion. So final verdict, go with Dad Don't Panic. I use that as it's used. I Coach Dads as a part of your pitch or your tagline, not your brand name. So it says example is Dad Don't Panic. I coach fathers through burnout, disconnection, overload. Overwhelmed with clarity, calm, and accountability. And it kind of goes into that whole thing. But that's the reason why I switched it out of I Coach Dads to that, because I was like, man, it doesn't like it tells you what you do, but and again, this is one of those things. Unfortunately, I gotta throw your own words back in your face. And one of the things that you taught me was that works, but it also has to be something that you know, but it catches your attention, but it also catches what it is that you do as well. So one of the things, like with Two Dads in the Bookstore, you know exactly as soon as you hear that exactly what it is. Like, you don't have to. Do you guys sell? I mean, yeah, you can ask if you sell merch. Do you do this? Do you do that? But you know, it is two guys, two fathers, and a bookstore. So you know that I sell books or books, book adjacent type stuff. With Dad Don't Panic, I like this one because I get to explain a little bit about what it is. Right, it's a coaching service for dads that are struggling, overwhelmed, who feel stuck, not listened to, this and the other, on the verge of going freaking crazy. This is for them. You know what I mean? Like I said before, when I like the idea of I Coach Dads, and that I still have it. But I was thinking, like, dude, like, that's not really as catchy as this one. I'm a father. So if I hear a dude saying, man, I coach dads, all right, cool, that's what's up. But if I hear a Dad Don't Panic, this is a coaching service for fathers who are just going through it, then my ears are gonna perk up a little bit more, because I've been there, I've done that. I got the t-shirt to go along with it. So I would listen probably a little bit more for me personally.
And so here's my take, because here's the thing. ChatGPT told me the opposite.
Did it?
Yes. And so, because I weighed it out and I'm like, okay, my thoughts on it. It told me the opposite thing. And so I think it depends on kind of your personality and whatnot.
I think that, and that's what I was just about to say too. Because I think for you, it probably wouldn't work like that.
Yeah.
But being that it knows a lot more about me and my story and my stuff, it's gonna give me something totally different than it would give to you.
Because for me, my communication style, because I started out as Wordsworth Consulting, right? And so, and it was like straight up copywriting service, right? And people would ask, well, what does that mean? Well, I'm a copywriter. So what does that mean? Well, a copywriter means that I sell words. And so that's why I'm like, well, I sell words. Because for me, it was easier to say this is a copywriting service. And what does it do? And I sell words. And so I think you could go, I honestly think you could go either way. For me, I want to eliminate from my marketing style is this. If a client comes to me, if they see I sell words, hey, I'm looking for a copywriter, I sell words. I'm go with, I don't have to ask anything else. Then we can get to the conversation about what the scope of services are. But with Wordsworth Consulting, there's a whole nother layer of conversation.
I got you.
And for my communication style, they call it circumstantial speaking. I'm really bad with it because of the ADHD, where I will riff and go off on tangents like nobody's business. And I lost clients because I tried to over explain what I did. And so I needed a quick pathway. So it could go either way. I do think you keep, and this will be my thing. If you do, since we're going with Dad Don't Panic, I do think you keep I Coach Dads as a subdomain, because to me, that's easy to put on there. You can find Dad Don't Panic on I Coach Dads. Go to icoachdads.com, you'll find it. Or daddon'tpanic.com, you'll find it. Either way. But it just explains what you do. So it's just two different frames of reference. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just totally dependent on your marketing personality.
Right. It's just personality, I think, like we just said, in general, because it is so crazy, because when you said things like, it told me something different, and it would say that totally different, because our personalities are totally opposite when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And I remember one day when you told me, when you said, "Hey man, put into ChatGPT, just ask it, what do you know about me?"
Mm-hmm.
And remember, it did that for you,
Yep.
and it told you all this stuff. And then when I did the same exact thing, and now the more that I've given it, helping me create my 100 days and all that stuff, this thing's like, dude, like yeah, certain things will work for certain other people,
Yep.
but being that I know your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really conducive for you.
Yeah.
This will work for Brian, but Brian's stuff's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
Because you guys are two totally, your personalities are totally different. What you've been through is totally different as well. So like a lot of your stuff is also gone through. It's based on trial, tribulations, trial and error,
Mm-hmm.
education, this and the other. A lot of what I've gone through is exposure, experience, as well as a little bit of education or whatever, and just being an autodidact in general. I am self motivated based on what I read and what I'm going through and this and the other. Like I said, doing that 100 days or whatever, I went out to dinner with family recently, and they were asking me like, are you done with did you ever finish up that 100 days? I'm like, that shit's been done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, for real, but for the people that were there every single day, they know, what I'm saying? That's been done over a month now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think our last day was like, what was it? June 28th, I think.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, no, we did that every single day, every single night, no matter what. And I'm like, damn, I mean, the people that didn't really know me like that, they were on, like, like constantly. So I think that if you're gonna do something, just jump out there and do it. I'm teaching my son that there's 3 simple things to success in general, and I think that if we understand this, I think that we'll be better off in general.
Yep.
3 steps, and that's it. Number 1, what do you want? That's it. Nothing happens unless there's some type of intention. So state what you want. Number 2, show up for what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, do what you said that you wanted to do. That's it. There's nothing else that you need to concern yourself with. And out of all those books that I've read, everything boils down to those 3 concepts. Nothing else. I mean, you can add more stuff to it if you want to, but at the end of the day, that's literally what the first 3 things are going to be. What do you want? Show up for what you want, because most people ain't going to show up. Most people don't know what the fuck they want in general. Right? And I'm just being honest with you. We don't. So know what you want, show up for what you want, and keep your word to what you're showing up for. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Or whatever. And I think that, I mean, even with this whole dad don't pay anything or whatever, I think that a lot of us as fathers, a lot of us as people in general, tend to make things way harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
We make things way more difficult than it needs to be. It is not that serious. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at the whole thing going on with Dr. Umar Johnson. You heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about all that.
And I was just kind of sitting there thinking, like, this man is doing something that I would tell my son to do, which is, if you need help, put your hand up and ask for help.
Yeah.
Right? This dude is being drugged through the internet for asking for help.
Yeah.
For asking for help. Right? But this is also one of those things that is success, and this is kind of what we talk about too, A matter of fact, not just us, but I talk about this entirely with the hero's journey.
Mhm.
In the hero's journey, you have the ordinary world, you have the call. What is it? You have the call, you have the decision to go out and do something, and then you have, or I think it's the mentor. The mentor comes or whatever. And one of the things that I've started to truly understand, and with the mentor stuff, bro,
Mhm.
is that there's so many of us, my guy, that we hold on, let me find it right quick. Here we go, found it. Um, yep, I was right. Okay, the refusal of the call, and then number 4 is the meeting your mentor. And one of the things that here's the thing, Dr. Umar has his dream. Okay, he knows what he wants. He
Yeah.
wants to fund the Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass School thing. He's been talking about that shit for 10 years.
Right.
Dr. Umar gets his issue is that he wants to build it all himself. He wants to be the end all be all of the school within itself. He wants to be the school psychiatrist, the school principal, the teacher, the janitor, the this, the that. You know what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
wants to wear all these hats. But that just lets me know that he's never read the book Who, Not How.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that shows me. Is that when you have on all these hats, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to focus on the education part because you're doing all this other stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Um,
And
but
he's
one
been
of the go ahead.
he's been all, and I think one of the things that's telling is he's been offered help and offered help like I forgot who it was. It might have been Lord Jamar. Another one. Where he basically said, "Hey bro, I know somebody who's worked in this space and has done
It was
exactly
Bill
what you're trying
Jamar.
to."
His father-in-law
He's
had
like,
started off a bunch of different schools the same exact way. Yes. Yep.
and Umar was it was not received well at all. And at some point your hubris is the thing that's blocking you from your vision. You have to understand that just because you're an expert in one place, and I'm not taking anything away from his education. He is, he has he has the paperwork. He may not be licensed, but he has the paperwork to claim what he's claiming. But his hubris interfered with somebody that could really help him structurally.
Correct.
And I think part of it is, and for me, because I've always been critical. I'm not gonna BS you because I've done what he's done. I had a little bit more help with it, but I've done what he's done in terms of starting school. I think what happens is when your hubris jumps in front of you like that, it makes it harder for people to take you seriously, even if you know what you're doing. If somebody who knows better steps in and says, "Hey, let me help you out with this," and you angrily shoot them down, then people are like, "Oh, this dude ain't really serious about it." And I think that hurt him. But yeah, go ahead. And I think you're right.
Yeah.
He's trying to do it all by himself. I think the backlash he's getting is the fact that they've counted like $4 million that's gone. I think JT the Pocket Watcher, I don't know if it was JT or whatnot, basically broke down the entire thing with the banks and like, yeah, it doesn't necessarily work like that all the time when it comes to the banks, what he's talking about. But I think the pushback he's getting is people are like, "Hey man, where's the school, bro?" I think some little dude popped on his stream and was saying, "Hey man, my mom been wanting this school and now I'm about to graduate from college, bro. Like what's happening?"
Right.
And he went on and like, "Oh, little crusty niggas." And he started making fun of the dude that's like, "Yeah, my mom really wanted to send me to that school." Basically, a dude saying, "My mom paid money in beliefs that this was gonna happen." And so part of it is the danger of living in public like that. The other part of it is there's always going to be people waiting to see you stumble and fall on your face. The other part of it is sometimes you do have to show your work as you're working on it. And so there are multiple fronts to that. That's just my take on it.
No, and here's the thing though, dude. I 100% agree with that, and I think that one of the part of the hero's journey is knowing, like I said before, finding somebody who has more wisdom than you.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the book of Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastics, which is said to be written by King Solomon. You know, King Solomon talked about the wisdom of others so many times it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when God gave him the gift to choose whatever you want, he said, I want the wisdom of discernment.
Yeah.
I want to be able to understand. So he was considered to be one of the wisest men ever, but even he understood that he had limits. You know, think about that. King Solomon understood that he had limits, so therefore he was always looking to other people and asking more questions than deviating or talking about, well, I know the answer for everything, which is kind of what Dr. Johnson had actually done.
Mm-hmm.
Is that he walked around thinking that he knew everything, as opposed to humbling yourself like, no, let me ask you, what do you think about this?
Right.
Okay, you know what? That's a way better idea. I like that idea. I was watching an interview with Elon Musk, and an interviewer was interviewing him about something. They were just walking. They were walking and talking. And he asked Elon, he said, why doesn't this have, I think it was something with the rocket or whatever. I don't know if it was flat or something like that. He asked him a simple question. And Elon looked at the guy, looked up again, said, that's a very good point. I'll change that. No ego. No, you know what I'm saying? No hubris. Just like, no, that's a very good point. I'll change that. Right. And that was it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like when I was doing my 100 days, again, 100 days, you know how many times the audience corrected me on so many different things? Like, dude, thank you. I would have never even known about that. And then there was one dude who actually thought that I was talking shit about him,
mm-hmm.
and came for me. And I'm sitting there apologetic, like, hey, sight unseen. I'm like, hey, if I said that, it doesn't sound like something I would say, but if I did, I deeply apologize. Online in front of everybody. Now, the next day, I went through, and again, you know me, I don't watch my own stuff.
Right.
I went back to watch what he was talking about, and then I recorded it. And I'm like, is this what you were talking about? I hit the button, and what it was a conversation that myself, he, and his woman had about some dude stiffing him on some stuff or whatever. And that's because we were talking about excuses or whatever, because we all know somebody with a crap ton of excuses. So I had said, I know that, you know, this man knows about excuses.
Right.
Hinting towards the conversation that we had. He thought I was talking about him directly. So then he's like, man, you don't know me like that. This and the other. He's like, you know, so you came for me online, so I'm going to come for you online. And just went in on me. I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm like, dude, like that wasn't my objective. If that's, you know, I don't even remember saying nothing like that. And then the next day, I even tried calling the dude to try to, hey, let me show you what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you came at me on some stuff that, like, no, dude, this was just a misunderstanding. This is based on a conversation that you and I had. Right. And still, but again, though, if I'd have done something like that, I'm quick to apologize because, hey, you know, I fucked up. I pointed out there was no apology for that shit. It was like, you know what, man, it was just a misunderstanding. No, you came for me on some shit that I did not do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I say sorry because you fucked up. And then we move on. But like I keep telling people, like, bro, if you can't admit when you're wrong about something, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
Because if you do it in one area, you'll do it in another area. No, thank you. I don't want to be around anybody who refuses to take any accountability for shit. So if I fuck up, I'll admit my shit and I'll keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong about something, I will try my best to apologize, but then keep it pushing. Most of the time, bro, I keep my circle so fucking small, it's ridiculous.
Well,
I keep it small, and I keep it small for a reason.
and I think a lot of times, because our responses and the way we say things, even if our words are in opposition to our actions, our words remain a mirror.
Right, that part.
And so, sometimes when you wound that ego, it's very hard for somebody to come back and say that was all ego talking. Like for me, I know, there's a thing in the gym called ego lifting, and it happens to people that are like, you've been lifting for a long time, you're experienced, there's no exercise that's too real, that's going to mess you up or anything. And you get under that weight and those weights feel really light and you're like, I'm gonna go for it. And that's typically when people get hurt, is when they're lifting based on their ego as opposed to what their program says. And every experienced weightlifter goes through it, where they have ego session. I did it last time I was in the gym. I did it with some 110-pound dumbbells on the bench press. Like I was pressing 110-pound dumbbells. Like, ooh, these feel light. Let me jump up to 120. And the 120 humbled me real quick. There's no reason for me to go up that high, except for my ego jumped out at me. Right. And a lot of times that's like the last reserve. Like that's the last thing. That's the most internal part of yourself is ego. And for a lot of people, that's the part they protect the most, because wounding that is akin to getting stabbed in the heart by them. Other people, I can get my pride hurt. I'm used to it. I can get my pride hurt. I can get my ego hurt. I can rebound from it. For some people, that is something that's not recoverable. And so they'll start lashing out if they feel the slightest perception of any attack towards that. And I think that's one of the things that's challenging. And now we're into the coaching thing. That's one of the things that is challenging about the coaching side of it, because you have to balance. I'm deconstructing somebody's ego. I used to tell my workers all the time, I said, when you're working with a client or family, you have to be very, very careful when you're breaking beliefs, because you might break that one belief that's the center, that's the linchpin of their entire worldview. When you destroy somebody's worldview, you don't know what you're unleashing.
Right.
You don't know what you're going to experience. Some people will break down and cry. Some people will lash out. Other people will completely just fall silent. So you have to be very careful when you upend somebody's entire perception and view of the world.
Yeah, but especially how you do it and when you do it too. But I mean, if they're even ready for that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they may not be ready for something like that. And it kind of is oddly enough. So we're talking, like, I love looking or studying dimensions, right? Like we live in the third dimension, this and the other, right? But I love looking at the fourth dimension, which is time and space, right? And so we do live there, because if I told you, hey man, I need you to meet me tomorrow, you would obviously say when, where, what time, all that. That's the time and that's the space, right? So that is the fourth dimension, which is time and space. But then you get into those other, which is, the tesseract of the cube and all that stuff. But then when you get into the fifth and the sixth and the seventh and the eighth dimensions or whatever, it goes somewhere where your mind will never understand that. I don't give two shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how crazy that is? Like the fourth dimension by itself is so crazy, because it's so wild, because if a person living in the fourth dimension can see you, they would see you from beginning to end and everything in between. They would see every decision you've ever made. They would be able to go in your body, move things apart, put things in there, take things out. They can have a whole fun game with you. And
Right.
You have no idea. And that's how serious the fourth dimension is, right?
Right.
But that's my mind is always going there. I love sci-fi type shit. I
Mhm.
love reading in this. I love looking at this. So my mind is built for stuff like that. But when I'm talking to another person and we just get to talking about religion or something like that or whatever, I am very mindful now as a 46-year-old man on what I say to people and what I ask people. Because there was a time or two where a lady I was at I was getting my car worked on
Mhm.
years ago, and I was reading something, and they have the waiting room, or whatever. The lady comes in, she's talking, and she's like, "Oh my God," she said, I think I was reading something biblical,
Mhm.
and she said, "Oh my God, like you have the spirit of a pastor on you." She said, "What church do you go to?" The way I looked at her, obviously my face was so visceral. It
Mhm.
said everything she needed to know. And she said, "Oh no." I said, "No, I don't believe in any of that mess."
Mhm.
And I said it just like that, calm voice. And she's like, "Well, then why are you reading that?" I'm like, "Because I like to read. Like that's my thing." Or whatever. I'm like, I don't believe I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not
Mhm.
Hindu. I'm not any of those things or whatever. I just love to read. That's my thing. I would be I think I would consider myself agnostic. I know there's something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I also know you don't either. Or whatever. So we
Right.
can sit and talk about and if you tell me that I know this to be true because this book tells me so, then our conversation is over.
Yeah.
I mean, respectfully speaking, conversation is over because that's almost like me telling you that I know Tuesday exists because of the way it smells. You know, I know it's Tuesday. How do you know that it's Tuesday? Because it's Tuesday. So if you were to get rid of all maps, not all maps, if you were to get rid of all calendars, all times, all notes, and matter of fact, you can keep the notes and all that mess, and you were to fall into a deep sleep, when you woke up, you'd have no idea what day or time it was. I mean, maybe time wise, but date you wouldn't. You wouldn't know if it was Monday or Tuesday. You'd have no idea. So, talking to me about something like that in this dimension, no, thank you. Like you can, but it's I'm good. So, yeah.
Well,
But anyway, I'm sorry. But going back to Dr. Umar, my biggest issue with Dude is that he never asks for help. Well, he asks for help, but he won't accept other people's guidance when they're trying to help him.
I think that my thing is when people offered to help with the school, he didn't want it, but he wanted to ask for help when the money got funny.
That part.
And I think that's where people are like, "Hey, man, you've been funneled at least $4 million on me."
I mean, within what, 10 years?
Yeah.
Hasn't he been doing this for that long?
And then you do the little video where you sitting there talking about donations, 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 gifts, and he's like sprinkling it down like he's making it rain with all this stuff that people have been sending him. Like, and people are going back and looking like, so what happened to all the donations, gifts, and all the other stuff? Well, it's tied up in the bank. So you had all of that money in one bank?
In one bank,
What you doing, Brody?
in,
Like,
in one bank. And matter of fact, you would most wealthy people would tell you that they never put money like that in one bank because the FDIC will only insure you up to so much.
right.
So if it's all in one place, that shit's not in a CD. That shit's not in an IRA account. That's just not in this type of investment. What? You put that shit in a bank?
Well, and hindsight being 2020, if he had taken the advice, somebody would have pulled him aside and said, "Hey, probably shouldn't have all your stuff in one bank."
Right.
And
Right.
so I think there's a level, there's a layer to it where it's like you made your own bed. And so if it's true, I'm trying to give bro the benefit of the doubt, even though I don't believe it. Like, if it's true that the bank froze his stuff because Tyler Perry tried to access his account or whatever he's saying.
That's what he said, Tyler Perry,
Yes.
the billionaire Tyler Perry.
Yeah. They tried to shut his account down.
Why? Tyler Perry.
Listen.
Like Medea Tyler Perry.
Yes, he called it Medea.
Is he just calling a guy Medea?
No, he's
talking about Medea. Tyler Perry,
yeah,
the black man,
yeah,
who built that whole entire stage. What is it? That studio lot. That guy.
So you get why
messing with your little money.
So you get why I'm having a hard time taking this seriously now. Because he blamed Tyler Perry and then some other person that he has a one-sided beef with. And so
yeah, beef with Oprah?
I don't know what his issue is with.
I mean, like Monique actually had beef with them.
Yeah.
I mean, and she had, for me, I think it was rightfully so that she had beef with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this here.
So that's why I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm really trying to be judicious and give him the benefit of the doubt and treat this like, yeah, this is something that happens. So we trying to breach his bank account. But then he comes out and says, and if I find out that it was Medea, you'll be getting sued because it's a federal crime. Like, so why? What I think happened was you got so many chargebacks on your account that finally the bank said, you know what? You know what? We need to pause this, block your access so we can investigate what's going on. I think that's probably what happened. Or there's active investigation running.
And that's fine. But at the same time though, bro, that means that you get on the phone and you start booking yourself to all these different places. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, motherfucker, you don't sit there and beg people to fucking send you money or whatever. Like, I don't understand. Like, dude, go ahead.
Get back on the speaking circuit. Because I said this a long time ago. I said my entire issue with Umar is I wish that he would have taught people I wish he would have taught black folks how to take their knowledge and get on speaking circuits and book these things and write their own books and tell their own stories so they can be on these big stages and be getting compensated for sharing their work. If he would have taught people how to do that, because that's what he's really good at, as opposed to this school thing, which I don't think either he's not very good at or he's just kind of bullshitting, I think I would have had a different perception of it. But for me, I'm like, bro, you still have people still pay to come see you. Get back out on the speaking circuit, book some times, get out here. Don't be online begging people for the money. And that's what makes it hard for me that makes it hard for me to believe that this thing is legitimate. Like I have a hard time believing that this entire premise of the school is legitimate. I would love to see it happen, and I want to see it happen. I just don't think it's real. And I've already been in that place where it's not that hard. It's not this difficult to set up a school.
No,
especially with $4 million. It's not this difficult. Start small. Teach 10 kids and scale up. But if your vision is, I'm going to start a school and the population is going to be 450 students, and I've never done this before, and this is my first year. That's how Kanye's school got in trouble, man. Have you seen the stuff from Kanye's school? Have you ever seen some of the stuff that was going on at that school?
I didn't know he had one.
He had the Donda school, right? All the kids had to dress in Ye stuff. There were no chairs in parts of the school. Teachers weren't certified. Teachers, they had a big thing where the teachers didn't get paid. They were taking the kids' medication. You know this because you've done residential. I've done residential. So you're about to know how bad this is. When the investigators walked through, they found all the kids' medicines just thrown randomly in the bottom of a closet somewhere. Refrigerated, unrefrigerated. Just randomly thrown in the bottom of a closet. Them parents didn't know what if those kids were getting medication, if they were getting anything. Even he started a school. Like as failure driven as that thing is, even he started a school. And so I think what happens is a lot of people don't understand that even with homeschooling, it's not I'm gonna put it like this. It's not hard, but it's difficult. Does that make sense? There's steps you have to take, but they're pretty laid out, but there's multiple steps you have to take to start a school. It don't require all this. And it sure as hell don't take 10 years.
All right.
And so I think that's where people are pushing back. But like I said, I'm trying to be judicious because I know I have a strong bias. I'm not denying that. I have a strong bias to believe that Umar is bullshitting. But I think that you're right. Why go on the internet and beg for money when you could just get back on the speaking circuit, bro? All you gotta do is book. You back up. You
can book yourself a month out or whatever and make all that right back.
My mom had.
at least personally,
my mom had no speaking circuit experience. She had the expertise, but she didn't have the experience. And she was calling me right before she passed. She's like, Brian, they're offering me $10,000 just to come and talk to him for an hour. I said, Mom, that's the speaking circuit. That's how that works. She's like, but it's me. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But you're also one of the foremost researchers in the region about breast cancer in Black women. You've been nationally recognized. They want to book you because of your expertise, and they're going to pay you $10,000. I know Umar's can book more than that. Right, he could command more than that. So there's part of it where it's like, yeah, you get back up, get yourself back up. But that's his business model. And I think tying this all back to coaching, sometimes when the coach shows up, the best thing you can do is sit down and shut up and listen to what the coach has to say to you.
Right.
Does that make sense? We talked about this. Chris Doe mentioned this. When you pay somebody for coaching, it's not your job. Sometimes it's not the job of you. If you're paying a mentor, if somebody's mentoring you, takes you under their wing, or they're coaching you, if you're paying them, you need to do what they tell you to do.
Yeah, that part. Shut up.
And I think there's a level of folding your ego that's associated with it. And that's why most coaching programs don't work for a lot of people, because they cannot remove their ego. They can't disqualify their ego from speaking for them. And they can't humble themselves and say, I need to do exactly what this person's telling me to do.
Right.
Now, sometimes there's a mutual respect where we're both experts. We're just experts in different iterations or different layers.
Yeah. Sure.
But there's other sides of it where if you don't know what you're doing and you hire a coach, don't sit there and argue with the coach when they tell you something that breaks one of your beliefs. You hired the coach to break your belief.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, when Lord Jamar came to him, and I think Lord Jamar came to him in good faith. Sorry, I'm getting my boy Les sent me the links for you, so you can reach out. But I think he reached out in good faith, and I think Umar kind of showed his hand a little bit. Are you serious about this? I don't need no help. All right, well, you do you. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see where this ends up going, because invariably somebody's going. The only reason he posted that video is because he knows people are going to pay him. People are going to pay him money. People are going to send him money because his fan base still messes with him like that. They'll send him money. They'll bail him out of the situation that I think he created for himself. See what happens, though. So now, what for us? Let's get back to what we were talking about. I think, and let's have some clarification. So for you, what do you think you want to do? Do you want to do like to narrow the funnel? Do you want to do the Stand Store implementation or the Calendly thing? What makes more sense to you?
Okay. Answer that one more time.
So I think I just sent the message to you with this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at.
So would you rather, because if we're doing short funnels, right? I still think that this Samcart thing will work. But if we're looking at speed to get this up and rolling, do you prefer? And it might be something you have to take a look at both platforms and get back to me. But what sounds more appealing to you? The Calendly thing where it's only booking, where they can only book you. They land on the page and they can book you, pay you and book you, or the Stand Store where they could book you or do any other litany of services.
Okay, hold on one
To get
sec.
for something minimally viable to get off the ground.
Okay, sorry about that. Your message just came in, and it started plopping through. Okay, so say that one more time, sir.
So for you, what makes more sense, Stand Store or Calendly? With Calendly, it's just a booking site. You can get paid from it. You could put your price on there and they pay you and book a time on your calendar. Easy done, over with. Stand Store, yes, they can do the same thing. It looks like, but then you can also sell digital products from that platform as well.
Like what kind?
Like ebooks, you can sell courses, templates, the whole milieu of digital products. So I'm just trying to figure out what makes most sense for you to get started quickly, so that the Samcart isn't a sticking point for you, because that's kind of where I'm at. You see, my name Brian is unstuck. I'm seeing the Samcart as a sticking point that's preventing you from launching.
Oh, okay. So that means that we're gonna have to. Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, so here let's So in the meantime, in between time, let's check out the Stand Store.
Okay.
Okay, so Stand Store, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so here let's. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, now we're gonna put this. Let's put this on the stage. Okay. Oh, dude. This seems like a whole lot simpler than the other.
Yeah. I think the only thing you're losing with this is probably some customization options. But if the goal is to get this thing up and running, I feel like this might be the easier path to getting money quickly. Because you've already seen what the Calendly looks like. This is more or less a landing page, just a full-blown landing page. And then you could have the Samcart thing as your website if you want it.
I mean, right, but I mean, again, the question is, do I really need do I need it?
That's
I mean, I guess time will only tell, right?
Yeah. So these are your options. The simplest options I can think of right now. My biggest thing is I feel like we're losing momentum right now with getting this launched.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the more time we have to spend in the pre-launch phase trying to iron out and learn how the language of routing and, making sure the website, the routing language that comes along with domains and stuff.
Crazy.
And subdomains and everything, as opposed to you could just have this thing up and running and ready to go. Or you could do the same thing with the Calendly and just have it up and running. Because what your funnel eventually is going to be, and this is the funnel I've recommended, and I'll tell the audience, but this is what I told Fearless. You have a YouTube page that talks about topics regarding fatherhood and just dad stuff, and you solving problems for dads and talking about how you solved your own problems. And it's a niche specific YouTube page. And then you just saying, if you need help, here's the link where you can reach me. And then you drop that link in there and you always reference that link. You make that the beginning and end of your show and put it in the midstream of your show. And then the link's in, my link is in the description. And you're just telling people this is how you can get in contact with me for help.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's your funnel. If you're interested, click we'll book a time and we can sit down and talk. Flat narrows funnel. You don't have to go through all these pages. You don't have to go through somebody's website. You don't have to click here to do this and click here for all that stuff. Now, the benefit of a Samcart is once you get up and running, now you can actually start tracking analytics and put an ad that retargets all the people that have come to your page, and you could really blow it up because it provides all that stuff. But even looking at it, I think if you upgrade to the $99 a month one, it gives you pixel tracking too, because that's what you need is a YouTube pixel. A Facebook pixel. So it's a tracking code, so it could track who's coming to your website and where they're from. So that you can market back to them. It's all marketing stuff. So that's the conundrum we're up against. And so I think if you take a look at both of them and figure out which one makes sense for how you want to implement it. If you're looking for dead simple, Calendly is dead simple. Where when I say dead simple, that means when somebody says dead simple, that means a dead person can do it. It's dead. Hey, Anya.
He said, hey, Anya.
Hey, Brian.
So
good. Everything's good.
Good. So if you're looking for dead simple, Calendly is dead simple. If you're looking for a little bit more but still simple, it looks like the Stan Store might be the option. And if you're looking for, I want an online presence and a website that has some of the higher level features but is still simple, then possibly Samcart. So, and I know you've been putting hours in on the Samcart thing. For me, I just see it as something that is absorbing hours where you could have been launched.
Dude, again, man, trial and error, bro.
Right.
It does not, but it don't bother me putting the hours in. It don't bother me putting the time in at all, because that's one more thing that I got to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, no, I'm cool with that, dude. That doesn't bother me at all. So
that's all. I mean, that's really what it is. And so I think we may not determine it here, but I want you to take a look at it. That'll be kind of the homework, and then we figure out what setting this stuff looks like.
Right. It's okay. Add your social media accounts to your sensor so the audience can connect with you. I don't really want to do. Okay, yeah, we'll do Facebook. Because I got a bunch of people on there, yes?
Yeah. And you don't even have to do, like, if you don't want to do YouTube videos, you can do Facebook videos. That's where your main audience is.
What do you mean?
So you're saying Facebook for what? Like for
for the stand. It said connect. You know what? Can I just
talking about the initial sign up.
Yeah, it says okay, and it said add your social media to the stand for, but I kind of don't want to though. But it's not letting me move past it either. Store launch checklists. I mean, yeah, I don't. The fuck.
I don't see what you're seeing.
Oh, sorry. Here you go.
Oh yeah, you can put in. These are the different links. It's gonna put it on the page. So wherever you're at. So if you just got Facebook, then they just go with Facebook.
I mean, yeah, but I never remember what my Facebook is.
So open up your Facebook, go to your main page, and then copy the URL. So open up a browser tab and just navigate to your main Facebook page. Or if you want to start a new Facebook page for this, you can do that as well.
Hold on. Oh, dude. Okay, so where am I at? So you said put in my which?
Yeah, just go to your Facebook page, like
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
navigate to your Facebook page in the browser, and then
Okay.
copy and paste that link.
Okay. Set up direct deposit.
You can skip it if you want. I mean, this is how you get, where to send your money. But you don't have to do that. I wouldn't do that on the stream. I'd skip that for right now and come back.
I'm not on the stream though, am I?
You're on the stream with me.
Shit.
You're on the
Yes,
stream with
I am.
me.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, you thieving fucks. I'm like, I'm not on the stream. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm watching you do everything. Yeah, and it does. What is that? Stripe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to create a whole new account and every damn thing on there.
Mhm.
It was not fun, sir. Ah, damn. Hold on. What is? I gotta give my phone number. Hey, what? Do you remember what number I had for? Hold on. Okay, there it is. Oops, it's 4. Okay. Okay, and we are just about there, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, this is trial and error.
Yep.
So this is, damn it. Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta get my other phone.
All right. So while Fearless is getting this stuff together, and I'm gonna start wrapping up because I got to run too. The thing that we're going to say is the thing I want to leave you with is, as Fearless gets his stuff set up, the thing I want to leave you guys with is this. Sometimes simplicity beats anything else, and sometimes you want to find the easiest way to get launched, and then you iterate it midstream. So you get the thing launched, and then you start revising it midstream and adding layers of complexity to it. Oftentimes, we get too jammed up and too caught up trying to make it perfect before we make it right and before we launch it. And that's where our dreams go to die. You know, your idea will die on the vine because you're trying to, you have this vision of what a perfect rollout is. And so that's what I'm doing in the Unstuck sessions, the Entrepreneurs Entrepreneurs Toolkit, trying to give you some of the tools so that you can get launched and not fall into the overlearning or perfectionism trap. And so that's something I got coming up. You're going to be seeing more and more stuff on my page, on my personal page, as we get closer and closer to launch. Hopefully with Fearless right now, what we've done is we've simplified it so that we can just have a simple launch.
And that's it. That's all we're looking for is just that.
You know, the shortest pathway to get you paid is typically the best one, and you can always revise and remix as you go along. So that's all I really have today. I don't really have anything else outside of that, and I think we're on a good path here, Fearless. So do you have anything to wrap up with?
Oh please.
Okay.
Man, damn. What time is it? Oh, 5. Okay. Okay, so connect. All right, cool. Got it.
I just saw this thing.
What's up?
Oh, it might be off the stream kind of thing, but RFK is telling kid basically saying they're taking off. You can't get popping candy and stuff on Snap anymore, and so I have some specific because I grew up with some of that stuff. I have some very specific takes on that people aren't going to agree with. So, you want to wrap? Are we ready to wrap this up, Fearless?
Yeah. Hold on one sec, sir. Here, do you want to
Yeah.
create your first product?
Yeah. I mean, that basically.
I figured that'd be kind of cool for. So right here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so yes, that okay, next. Yes.
Yep.
Hmm. Okay, so what is this right here? Oh, this is where I can collect info.
Yeah, this is where you
This
can
is
click on.
perfect because the other one didn't have any of this.
Yep. But what is this? What's that upgrade to unlock thing at the top? Oh, that's for multiple products. I don't know what that means. Oh, probably for multiple price points if you got multiple prices or discount
Yeah,
prices.
for
or
right
whatever.
now, no. Oh, nice. Multiple choice. Oh, nice. Dude, this is tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other one does not have any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, you can write down. You seen all this?
Yep.
You can write down all yours, and you can put a video in here apparently.
Yep. So this allows you to do it like I think so. Maybe this might be the best pathway for you, and it's the simplest implementation.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Keep that shit as simple as possible, man. Like, dude. Okay, hold on. We'll go next. Availability. Okay, what is this? Prevent hosting one meeting.
Yeah, it just keeps people from double booking you.
Yeah, dude. So all you have to do is go in, book it, done.
Yep.
This, bro, come on, stop playing.
So I think this might be the solution, the simple solution that you're looking for.
You get your reminders, order bump, confirmation email. Dude, this is it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, stop playing, bro.
So,
man, we should have used this from beginning.
Yeah, and remember, it was these were the two options, right? Like initially, it was either this or the Stand Store. I mean, it was either this or Samcart, and we went with Samcart because it was a lot more flexible. But this is simpler.
That's crazy.
So that's what it is, y'all. you guys see how simple it can be. Sometimes you just need a little bit of outside perspective to kind of shift what your perspective is and reevaluate things. Because we're not saying that the Sam Cart might not be an option in the future at some point down the road, but it doesn't have to be the solution right now, and we don't have to try to force it to work.
Right.
And so, like, even with more socials, this is where we would have, if you had a YouTube that was dedicated to talking directly to dads, that's where you would put it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I could do like a dad don't panic type of
Yep.
thing over here. Is gonna okay. Damn, okay, I get that.
And then the way that you utilize this is, now you see where it says stay in store up in the corner, it says stay in store, dad don't panic. You just copy and paste that into wherever you need it to go.
And
Wherever
from now on, all they do is hit that, it goes straight there.
Yep. And then they can book a time.
Done.
Simple funnel, straight up implementation. And a lot of times I think we're biased towards having the most robust solution as opposed to the simplest one.
Right.
That's just the natural order of things. And that's what happens when you got guys that we read a lot and we learn a lot and we implement a lot. Sometimes you can get yourself underwater fast.
Right.
So I think we're in a better place now with this. And plus, I think you can move fast on this, Fearless. Like, I think you can get this set up quick.
Yeah, I should have this done by the day for sure.
And once you get done with that, then we start planning the content and what that's going to look like. And now you have.
Now this is perfect, bro. This is perfect.
You have a content path to fill your funnel and a place for them to land and click and get immediate relief.
Right. Dude, I'm loving this.
And I'll tell you, I'm testing out the school thing again. I'm going to tell you how that goes, because I think there might be a pathway for there, but we're not going to revisit that until I test it out and make some money on it myself.
You know, and that's kind of the thing though, bro. It's to see, you know, which one works for you. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and learning that, just like StreamYard. Like, you taught me about StreamYard. There's a bunch of other things out there too, but I'm more comfortable with StreamYard. So when they create something, when they roll something out, I'm gonna know it because I know StreamYard.
Right.
I would rather pay, even if StreamYard was a little bit more than its competitor, I would rather pay for this than something else because I know this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So with this here, I mean, I think that my objective is to find one thing and work that thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Then work that. And then kind of, you know, work my way back, whatever. But this right here does everything I needed to do. My payment is already set up. It took less than 5 minutes to set it up, but it took less than 5 minutes to set it up because I'd already set it up on the other one.
Yep. So each thing feeds off itself. And like I said, that other one, you may keep it and just have it as a billboard for where you're at and put your stance, or like, you know, however you want to do it. But it doesn't have to be the thing that holds you up right now.
Right.
And I think that's important. It because a lot of times, and this is what I'll wrap up in. My entire thesis is the Unstuck sessions, right? Like that's my masterwork. We get stuck in a lot of different places, and sometimes that ends up costing us momentum. And we don't have to get stuck. You can find other options. You can find other angles to navigate towards your goals. Just because you don't know how to code a website doesn't mean that you can't get started with your business.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
Just because you don't have $10,000 to pay a website designer doesn't mean that that's your excuse, you know? And so sometimes it's just finding the simplest way and just getting something minimally viable.
That's literally that, bro. That's it. I mean, as soon as I can find out exactly what this thing is supposed to look like and all that stuff like that, that's to me, that's all it is, bro. Is figuring your stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's gonna work for you, and then just doing that. Like there's not really much else to talk about, at least not to me.
So this is funny. We could go off air here with this one.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So, all right. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully this allows you to simplify whatever thing that you're working on in your brain is and find the simplest way to roll it and then just improve from there. I'm Brian.
Fearless here.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.